All right, in this video, this is a second part to making the color wheel. And the first part, we made 4 equal quadrants. Then we divided each quadrant into thirds, and when we divided this quadrant, we also divided this one. So we drew a line straight through the middle, and same thing here, and we did that all the way around. We also added the first little circle, middle one, and the big one. And so now it's time to make this a much more interesting design, because it's pretty boring right now. Ultimately, we are going to do the same color, the color wheel, and then shades and tints, but we need our own design. And so as you can see here, I have kind of a puzzle piece thing going on, and that's what we're going to be doing in this step. So we're going to take this inner circle, and instead of leaving it as a nice curved line, we're going to make it some sort of an interesting pattern. And so I'm going to start with this one. And since I drew fairly light, I should be able to erase these lines with no problem. And I know that I have to stay with that line, but I'm going to change it to make it my own. And so you can use a ruler, you can freehand it, but keep in mind what I do here, I have to do here, and I have to do here. So you kind of use that as a guide as well. The other thing we need to think about is the design I'm doing has to come in to the inside of the circle, because I don't have a lot of room right here on my edges. I have plenty here, but on the top and bottom I don't have much. So as I begin, I'm going to go ahead and I want to draw kind of a hook shape this time. So I've got kind of a hook shape that I'm now going to do on this one. And as you can see, my hook doesn't come quite halfway, so I'm going to go ahead and try and make this identical, or real close to it. And the thing to remember too, this gets easier as you go. As I do this and I keep going over here, it's going to get easier and easier to repeat that shape. All right, and so then I would just move on to the next one. And I really don't want to complicate this too much. I think it's a pretty cool design, but I don't want to complicate it too much, so I'm going to continue with this hook shape. That one needs a little work. I'll come back to that later. Some of them are going to be better than others. But again, as I said before, that's why somebody invented the pencil and the eraser for us, is to help us out when we make these little oopses. All right, and so then I would just keep going around and around, and I'd create this hook template on each of these, just like I did here. Pretend the color's not here. I did this little puzzle shape on all of these, and that's the second step to our color wheel, the step that we do before we begin painting.